Well, good morning. We're back in the world of Eternum, and it looks like since last time, a new event has started, and that event is called Springtide Bloom. Oh, and can we just appreciate, that's kind of pretty. I'm not sure it fits the aesthetic of the game, but then neither did the Easter event. It's still pretty. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here. We got some wispy spritz, some diamond gypsum. That's not what I wanted. Maybe the dye came from that? I don't know. Some Springtide Drum, Springtide Wafer. Eat this wispy wafer to earn extra wispy blooms when gathering. Okay. That's interesting. Wispy spritz. Necessary for dispelling wispy wasps to nab. Okay. So that's for the event. Luck bonus. Okay. Okay. So we have things. And we will have to figure out how to use things. I do believe I want to put this in a slot though. So we're going to replace our blight tincture with this. And that will be the 5 slot. You cannot equip this item in a slot. Okay. That's kind of silly, but whatever. Now, like any of these events, I'm assuming all the trees will have, or all the towns will have trees, so we'll have to hit them up. And it does look like there is a Springtide village, so we'll want to go there too. And we have a Springtide village at Monarch's Bluff. We have one at Everfall. We have one in Brightwood. And we have one in Weaver's Fen. And I think there's only 4 of them from what I read. It does look like it. Okay. So I guess first things first, we want to head over to one of them. And I would say Monarch's Bluff is probably going to be the easiest because there's a shrine right next to it. So we're going to head there. Okay, so we have arrived at Springtide Village, and it is very colorful and very pastel. But to be perfectly honest, it's quite pretty. And of course, I dressed up because festivals require some nice clothing. Alright, so what all do we have here? Do we have anybody to talk to? We do. And you are the Bloom Herald. Hello, Bloom Herald.
Many sinister forces plague this island. Vile corruption, the soulless lost, the dark legacy of the ancients. It seems an inescapable prison. But the children of Bloom have the power to break free.
Oh, that sounds like quite a power.
It can be yours. Let Hashiki Kimani, the chosen Bloom Herald, guide you. The key to this power can be found in the delicate petals of a flower, the wispy bloom, which only blossoms during springtide bloom.
Finding a flower doesn't seem hard.
Ah, but swarms of fierce insects guard this miraculous flower. These wispy wasps are drawn by the bloom's enchanting scent. To collect the petals, you must first conquer the wasp.
Swarms of wasps sound challenging.
Not if you have the proper tool. Wispy sprigs. You must craft this item before you attempt to collect the flowers. Gather the proper ingredients and be sure to make plenty, for those wasps are relentless.
Okay, so our very first...
Crafted the sprigs, well done. Now you are ready to take the next step toward enlightenment.
Okay, didn't actually craft anything, but I did get some from a tree, so I guess that works. Enlightenment? That's a lofty goal.
And yet within your grasp. Once you conquer your fears, the way will be revealed to you. That is the only true path to freedom.
Oh, that sounds very Buddhist.
Now that you are properly prepared to deal with the wasps, you must take the next step. Locating the patches where the wispy bloom flowers blossom.
And how exactly do I use the spritz?
You must plant the traps on the ground, then cleverly lure the wasp swarms to them before they explode. They will be most eager to kill you, so luring them should be easy.
Oh, wait, did you say explode?
You are in no danger unless you are a wispy wasp. Make sure to collect the insect residue. It is filled with wispy bloom nectar, which is precious indeed.
Then just pick flowers?
The wispy blooms are much more than that. Their essence allows us to see an invisible realm. If you are lucky, you may catch a glimpse of that ethereal beauty or hear the enchanting music.
Okay.
Bring me the petals of the wispy bloom, truth seeker. I can help you achieve peace and harmony.
All right, so let's see what's in the shop before we go. So we have our usual tiers. In the first tier, we have our foods, which we got a wafer already, which will help us earn extra wispy blooms. We have crumble, which increases constitution by 33 for 25 minutes. That's actually not a bad one. And we have the drum, which we also have one of. The next level, we have some dyes. Limoncello. I do not know how to pronounce that. I know what it is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Royal Azalea. And Morning Mist. Actually, that Morning Mist is kind of pretty. I'll probably want a couple of those. And then we have various patterns. Next tier, we have a Beekeeper's Jacket. Ugly. Springtime Ruffles. And of course, we can't see what it looks like. Flower Child Dance. Frolic in the Grass. Good grief. Okay, those are silly. Ooh, Barrel of Flowers. Crate of Flowers. Okay, definitely want those. Okay, there are definitely some housing items in here I'll want. Sacks of Pigments. Oh, all sorts of housing items. Okay. So, that's our tier. We need to get to Harold, because I'm going to want most of those housing items. All right. So, we need to get rid of all the other quests on our books first, so we can focus on this one. And if you can hear her, everybody say hello to Miss Carol. Oh, and I was wrong last time. It was not Miss Carol meowing. It was her brother. They both sound very similar to each other, so I was not surprised that I got it wrong. So we need to find... I guess we just go wandering. Hopefully we won't have any trouble finding these wispy blooms. No idea where to start looking for them. Okay, so we have returned to the Bloom Herald because while wandering around off screen, I somehow managed to advance the quest. I don't even know how, but we're going to talk to her.
You bring me the keys to bliss. You are an exceptional truth seeker and worthy of being a child of Bloom. But the mysteries of the Bloom run deep. You must dedicate yourself to embracing the others.
The other children of Bloom?
The teachers and guides, those who watch and wait. They are curious, they are cautious, they know their time is coming.
Okay.
You are doing well, Truth Seeker. Continue to craft spirits and find wispy bloom patches. Remember, true freedom lies in the delicate petals of that ethereal flower.
All right, so I still have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing, but we have at least unlocked a level. And so the dice cost 10 of these tokens each. We only have one token and one premium token. And of course, most of the stuff I want is way down here and costs premium tokens. Everything from 1 to 10. Okay. Oh, and there seems to be a note here. Maybe it'll help. The wispy blooms lie hidden in the tall grass. For all truth seekers and those who feel the call of what lies beyond the senses, the wispy blooms you crave lie hidden in the fields and grasslands. There, beneath the rainbow clouds, the secret blooms wait for those who dare to dream. Be bold and go where intuition guides you. Let the springtide blooms carry you on a journey to new horizons, friend. Okay, so there's 7 pages around here. I guess we better look for them. Oh, here's another one here. The stars are burning. I have witnessed a miracle, an experience of such strange magic I struggle to put thought to paper. In my youth I had heard the elder druids whisper in hushed tones of such marvels, but until last night I never dreamed I would experience such a thing. It was a bright and moonlit night when I partook of the wispy bloom. Then, suddenly, the skies caught fire. The stars tumbled down around me, great rivers of firelight, and yet remained in their place to brighten the evening sky. Amid the brilliance, I found myself transported to a realm apart. Where, I cannot say, but the weight of the world had lifted from me. I floated, as if cradled by the waters of the sea on a still day, and once empty of my mortal vessel, and at one with all things. The leaves of the tree lit up like lightning bugs, and mushroom blooms formed ringlets in the fallow earth. Wisps of light darted up from among their caps, leaving trails of radiance hanging in the night air. And the sound. I could hear the rustling of leaves and the chirping of insects, but above it all, the clarion call of female voices raised in song. It was then that I beheld him, the black wolf, Walgi, tall as a man, skulking at the edge of the grove, his blazing red eyes fixed upon me. I knew at once that I was a trespasser here in the land of Anwen, and must return across the veil to my own land. That's, well written, but absolutely rambly. This must be one of the housing decorations we can get. Very, very pretty. Very pastel. Another page. A most peculiar thing happened to me today as I went for a walk among the wildflowers. All at once the wind began to howl, and the wispy blooms swirled around me like wine-tinged snowflakes. Just past the vortex I could see them, visions of my past, all present, all at once. My grandmother and father, showing mother how space planting among the white rice fields. There was somehow both young and old, visions of their youthful selves aglow with all the wisdom of ages past. Then there was mother, both child and matron, passing on this knowledge to my brothers and sisters, and I among them, young for eternity in this unnatural place, a ruptured stitch in the tapestry of our line. I looked up at the sky past the swirling petals to bask in the light of Chang, hoping that she would carry me from this lonely place back to the land of my ancestors. Instead, I saw only the eyes of the wolf Taigao, mouth agape as he loped toward her alabaster light, famished and longing. I dropped to my knees and cried out in warning. Darkness enveloped me, and I felt a cool springtime breeze on my face. I awoke among the shoots and stems of the hemp fields, holding this precious memory of hearth and family in my mind's eye. All trace of my fear had been forgotten. All right, so I think we'll save the other pages for later if they're all going to be that long and rambly. But we have found 3 of the 7 so far. And I'm wondering if other Springtide villages will have different sets of pages. If so, that's going to be a lot of stuff to read. Now, unfortunately, I did not figure out how I'm supposed to be using this stuff for the... but Chrysalis says that he has, so hopefully he will share with me what he has done. Okay. So he explains that the wasps are attracted to the wispy spritz, but I still don't know how to use the wispy spritz. Okay, so we go here. Oh, we have to wait for it to reappear. That was a boar. That was not flowers. Where did Chrysalis go? That way. Okay. So our weapons will not work so well against this. And seems like a lot of people are waiting for the same thing right now. Oh, good. It's a contest because I was just told only one person can get the plant in the center. Obviously, there's going to be more than here that these spawn. But, yeah, people are, since this is early in this festival and there are things to be had, people are going to be grinding it. So there's a couple that spawn around here. And you could tell where they are because, well, people are hanging out, waiting. Okay, so guess while we're waiting, there's not even anything to kill. People have killed everything, have pretty much clear cut the area. All right. All right, so you get the wisps to follow you. Okay, the hardest part is to get them to actually follow you. Especially when there's so many others for them to follow. Okay, so it's a little bit convoluted there. And okay, so that's why we need to craft this stuff. Okay, so that's how that's done. Let's see, what do we have so far? I think I just got something. So I have some petals. And a handful of bright petals from freshly picked wispy bloom. Convert this into springtide tokens at adornment courts in the village. Okay. Alright, so like I said, a bit convoluted, but at least now we know how it works. Now I'm going to take Chrysalis and we're going to go hit up some trees and see if we can't get some more tokens and maybe some more other things. Alright, so he is at the village and I will meet him there, and next time, well, we'll see if we got anything done in the week. But until then, bye for now.